This pole is my friend. Hey everybody, welcome back to more Triangle Strategy. I'm SlayerMathis, and last time we did we started to do a little bit of grinding, and then I did a lot of grinding off screen, and this time we will be advancing the story along, checking out what's going on at the mines. Now, hopefully, if I remember correctly, right now we should be speeding through some footage of the other two mock battles that we didn't do, Take Back the Castle Gate and Conquer the Arena. Take Back the Castle Gate is a pretty easy one. All you have to do is get a unit in the, at the top of the ramway, I guess it is, with no one else in there. You can cheese it pretty easily with someone like Flanagan or Hewitt. Conquer the Arena is one that everyone is very well, everyone's very packed together, and this one a little bit more difficult, but this is a very useful one, especially in New Game Pluses, when you are much higher level, because since they're all packed together so tightly, you can get a lot of spoils pretty easily. So using someone like Frederica, if she has the ability to one-shot them, that works out very well. Again, lots of spoils to be had in Conquer the Arena. Aside from that, I did get everyone up to level 27, and got a few new skills. The first person with a new skill, Anna, had picked up Surprise Attack, which is increasing damage when taking cover, so the first attack that you do after taking cover will do more damage. Next up, Cordelia got Helping Hand, restores a little bit of HP to an adjacent ally at the start of her turn. That's actually pretty useful, especially because Cordelia is going to be really just sitting around, not doing all too much, not moving around much. Jens got Ladder 2, you can set up a second ladder. Maxwell got Traverse. Traverse is a pretty big one because it allows him to jump a pretty decent range and then proceed to attack. This is a very nice skill to have. Archibald got Inescapable Arrow. This is an amazing skill, and it's really the big thing you're going to be using TP for, because Edge Arrow and Arrow Spray are just a little bit too short of range. Inescapable Arrow, range of 1 to 12, with a 15 height, and it ignores any obstacles. It will always be able to hit its target. Not necessarily saying it will hit, there is still the accuracy thing, but yeah. Fortify, I think we got, was new. That is raising defense, lowering movement for Flanagan. Lionel got Treasure and HP, where he covers HP when picking up spoils. This is fine. It works well with him, but it's not great. Groma got Cross Counter, which is a counterattack when she evades a physical attack. And that is it for our new skills. Again, everyone at level 27. This will be the last time I grind until New Game Plus, just because we are getting near end game. And there is something that I fear may happen should we get into end game, or get grinded too much before New Game Plus. Also, just because of all the grinding, we got a decent bit of extra materials. We can get a few more people up to weapon rank 3. As for who all I want that to be, well, that's a question, isn't it? Really wish we could get some more up. Let's get Archibald's up. I'd like his weapon range to get up a little bit further. As for everyone else, I do really like Zana. But I think that getting Narves up will be nice because, oh, that's a magic attack plus 2. Mystic Beam is actually pretty decent. But, let's get Jens up. Increases the duration of Summer Strike so that you can incapacitate someone for a little bit longer. I think now we're just on money is the difficulty, which is fine. I can just sell things. Once this war is over, you'll be needing coin for reconstruction. That will be Lionel's time to shine. Leave all matters of money to him. As for what to all sell, let's sell ourselves. It's a lot of Spire Silk. I think we would only need 2 of them for the rest of the game. And Metal of Bravery, we only need 1 for the rest of the game. Because we have who we would pick up if we went to Ezfrost back at, like, the beginning of the game. Grab Cordelia. Increasing range of her abilities could be pretty nice because, well, Cordelia's going to be sitting back. Above and Beyond is also a really good skill. It heals above your max HP, so you can, well, stack more HP on someone like Aerodor or Flanagan or anyone. We also picked up 3 new character stories about our last tier characters, so let's start by looking at those.
Might I sit here for a bit?
If you don't mind the company of this old maid, you're more than welcome. Well now, shall we have ourselves a little chat to pass the time?
By all means. I would like nothing more than to hear of your exploits in the Salt Iron War. I have read much of your surpassing prowess on the battlefield, but would be honored to learn more in your own words.
Oh, child. That was so many, many years ago. How many enemies did I fell on the battlefield? I long since lost count. They say my very name was feared throughout the land. You and others may call them exploits. The truth is, I was nothing more than a skilled dealer of death.
You sound as if you regret it.
Against fellow soldiers and warriors like myself? No, that is simply the way of war. But my acts also brought suffering to those who did not deserve it. The Roselle, for example.
The Roselle? How so?
I was leading a siege on the citadel of the Sands in Hyzant, not far from the source. The Hyzantian commander was a worthy foe. The battle drew on, and we were losing men and resources with little to show for it. Seeking to end the battle quickly, I chose to raise the fort with wildfire, and so it fell. All too late did I learn that its jails were filled with Roselle, captured slaves who had fled servitude at the lake.
But you did not know they were there. You can hardly blame yourself for their fate.
Do you think the Roselle who roasted to death would say the same? What of their families?
You cannot forgive yourself for this, even so many years later.
And why should I? Because my countrymen sing of me as a hero? To this day, visions of charred bodies lying in the rubble haunt me. Lumps of burnt flesh that were once men and women who wished only for their freedom. At first, I tried to forget, but the weight of my sins was too heavy to bear, and so I abandoned everything and left my home behind. Fortunately, I had already trained a protege to follow in my place.
And ever since then, you've wandered the realm alone?
Yes, but no matter how far I traveled, I could not escape my regrets. And now, Norzelia finds itself embroiled in another bloody struggle. The horrors of the past come anew. If fighting is all I am good for, then the least I can do is fight for peace. It may not atone for the death and suffering I have wrought, but at least it may save others from the same fate.
I'm sorry. It was not my intention to make you relive such painful memories.
Worry not, lass. Truth be told, it's something I've been hoping to get off my chest for a while now. But this old maid's rambled on long enough, I reckon. Thank you for the company, child.
Honestly, this just further pushes my Groma X Archibald ship.
Thank you for joining me in my training, Sir Flanagan. I've learned much from you. In truth, I'm grateful for any training at all. There are few of us Hawk Riders in Glenbrook.
Then let me thank you in turn for a chance to shake the rust from my bones. Seems my mount was keen to face such a worthy opponent as well.
'Twould seem they are hawks of a feather. Speaking of which, Sir Flanagan, I understand your regiment of riders was the Duchy's finest. Yet you chose to leave your homeland behind. Why?
I grew to see how powerless I was. I once believed the freedom Gustadolf espoused would bring prosperity to Esfrost. So I fought, and fought, and fought for the cause until my shield was stained blood red.
Hence your title, yes. To think how many lives you must have saved.
Do not mock me. I saved no one. Pride swelled my breast with every mention of that cursed title. But in a year's time, what did I return home to find? My poor wife, wasting away in solitude in the throes of an accursed plague.
Your wife? Had word not reached you?
She mentioned in letters that she felt unwell, but never did I expect it to be so grave. In a matter of days, she was gone. Every moment I spent protecting the people, she drew one step closer to death. And I left her to die. Her blood, too, stains my shield.
Sir Flanagan,
Forgive me. I did not mean to burden you with my woes. But you see now, my title is a curse.
It is a tragedy, yes. But I cannot bring myself to believe you cursed. And you mustn't believe so either.
Oh, poor Flanagan. Oh, Flanagan's really cool. He's not the best in battle, sure, but he's just so cool, though.
That you would return to us hale and whole. 'Tis a much-needed fortune in these trying times.
With luck, soon my return will not be the only cause for celebration. I am glad to see you unharmed, Huet. I would choose none but you to stand by Prince Roland's side in my absence.
Thank you. However, I am afraid I have far to go before I can measure up to your legend. A legend that seems to have begun a new chapter, now that you have doffed that mask of yours. Forgive me for prying, but I must ask, why did you wear it for so long?
Truth be told, I have not thought upon those reasons for some time. When I served Glenbrook as its Master of Swords, I did not wear it.
You were Master of Swords? The Dawn Spear?
Indeed. My star was rising, and I was tasked with investigating a group of nobles who were dealing in stolen works of art. A simple assignment, or so I thought. I was yet young and unaware of the pettiness of those who consider themselves to be our betters. I apprehended several of the criminals, but one escaped. That was my grave mistake. In shadows, they harbored their grudges until they exacted their revenge. But the life they took was not mine. It was my love's, the woman to whom I had promised my future.
What? I never knew.
The villain was eventually brought to justice, but no sentence could bring back what had been stolen from me. Had I only been more thorough, and not been so naive, then she would still be.
Sir Maxwell, there is no way you could have known. The blame falls not on you.
Nay, my inexperience sowed the seeds, and I will reap their bitter fruit until the day I die. I swore I would never again allow someone I loved to come to harm. To ensure that, I had to discard who I was. I gave up my title as Master of Swords, hid my true face behind a mask. I spoke only with my spear.
And you were reborn as Glenbrook's fiercest warrior, the Dawn Spear. Your feat surpassed the imagination of even the most silver-tongued of bards. Forgive me. I still tend to get lost in the stories, even though you are standing here before me.
No, I should thank you. There are few who would understand my struggles, but I believe you are one. House Wolffort has seen its share of misfortunes. That you all still walk with your heads held high is an inspiration to all. I was brought back from the brink of death to fight by your side, to face the dangers ahead undaunted and unhidden. I may owe fate for my return, but I shall fight tooth and nail before it takes aught from me again. At least such are the things I tell myself in my quiet moments. I only pray the words can give me strength when it matters most.
They will. No doubt you are stronger now than you have ever been.
Thank you. I no longer need to hide in fear. I will not look away.
Why is Hewitt involved with every story involving lost lovers? Because we had Izana's, now we have Flanagan, now we have Maxwell. Hewitt, are you cursed?
Glenbrook has withdrawn from the sanctions and reopened trade with us.
King Roland is truly a man of his word.
Furthermore, during the battle for the Crown City, our forces sustained nary a scratch, while the Esfrosti were all but crushed. We could not have asked for a more auspicious outcome.
An outcome that would not have been possible without the Elfric we supplied them. Still, Minister Serenoa and House Wolffort must be given credit for aiding in our victory.
Minister Exham, how strange to hear you lavish such praise upon another.
I am only speaking truth. Leaving Minister Serenoa in Glenbrook's hands is unwise.
I agree. As one of the Sacred Seven, he belongs here with us.
Of course. We shall bring him under our thumb. The Holy One has plans for the young lord. Making him our creature has the added benefit of bringing his entire domain under Hyzantian rule.
But I doubt His Majesty will be so willing to part with him.
Oh, indeed. And yet King Roland owes us a great debt, which will be all the greater after we help him rebuild the Crown City. We will so overwhelm him with generosity, he will be unable to refuse us anything.
So, you mean to seize Glenbrook as well, Minister Edor? Somehow I am unsurprised.
I seek nothing more than to spread the goddess's grace and wisdom to Glenbrook and even Esfrost, until her divine protection shelters Nozelia in its entirety. That is what the goddess desires, and therefore, what the Hierophant desires as well.
God damn it, Hyzant, I thought we could trust you. What the fuck, guys?
Is this all of it?
Yes, my lord. This is all the cargo we were able to carry. Our comrades at the mine should be putting the final touches on everything right about now.
And why is no one telling me what is happening? I don't even know what cargo you are hauling.
We're only following Archduke Gustadolf's orders, my lord.
Yes, I understand that. Stop your sniveling. Perhaps you may have heard the Archduke has summoned me to Ironstone. This may be the last time I serve at this fort. As such, I would like to show my appreciation for everything you've done. Do you have a moment?
The sentiment is appreciated, my lord, but the Archduke insisted we make haste.
And did he also insist you spit in the face of his uncle's generosity?
No, my lord. Of course not. I meant no disrespect. We shan't refuse your gracious offer.
Come with me.
Can all that cargo truly be naught but iron ore? I suppose I shall have to find out what it is for myself.
And of course, in true storytelling fashion, they're not gonna tell us what's actually in there. They're just gonna have a dramatic fade out. Yes, we're at the 20-minute mark, but I want to finish the exploration this episode because that's what I said I would do.
Were those the only ones?
I do not understand. There were far more soldiers here when I came scouting.
They've mined more since the last time we were here. Perhaps the enemy is further within.
Likely that's the case. But navigating these twisted tunnels ain't gonna be fun.
Indeed. The enemy may be waiting to ambush us around any corner. I advise we familiarize ourselves with the nearby tunnels before we head any deeper into the mine, Lord Serenoa.
Agreed. Let's take care to cover our tracks while we look around.
It appears as Frost put a lot of effort into the mines. They've installed quite the number of mining carts, perhaps to transport large quantities of ore. Let us investigate the area further, but we must be on our guard. There's no telling if or when the enemy will strike. Might be able to ride the mine carts to get through the tunnels quickly. Let me see if they work. Might even be able to use them against enemies. Look out, Arador! Whoa, the cart! That was a close one. Thanks for that, lad. Let us proceed with caution. I would hate for anyone to get hurt by one of those carts. So we return to the mine. There still may be survivors. Cannot let our guard down. So what is Esfrost's aim? So yeah, there's a lot that's been opened up since we last popped in here. These carts may prove useful in the event of a battle. Thankfully, I've yet to see any trace of the enemy. I think now is a good time for us to glean the position of the carts. And again, we will see the extent of what they can do at a, well, in the battle. Obviously, because there's going to be a battle here. We already know that. Let's be real. Doesn't make any sense. Troops should be stationed at the entrance, regardless of whether you want to defend or abandon the mines. So why are the soldiers hiding in the tunnel? They're trapping us, for sure. It's quite possible. Even so, we cannot retreat. We must find out what Esfrost was doing here. I agree. No matter what they have planned, we'll give them no quarter. What if I don't want to give them any quarters, but I want to give them some dimes? So yeah, call the minecart over. For what it's worth. Looks like mining continued even after Dragan was killed. I cannot help but wonder if this is what Gustave wanted from the start. The mines were meant to be a symbol of a new age of peace between the three nations, yet it feels no more than a distant dream now. What do you think should be done with the mines now, my friend? I mean, yeah, why wouldn't we keep them? I suppose you're right. There's no reason for me to fret over the mines right now. Don't you think something seems amiss? The Duchy's behavior surrounding the mines is odd, to say the least. Agreed. I think a thorough investigation of the tunnels is in order. Right. In order to do so, we must first make sure they are clear of us frosty soldiers. There are more people here when I came scouting. I guess they are hiding within the tunnels now. Maybe planning an ambush. We should see if there's anything we can use to our advantage around here. There's also bombs. Get some superior fiber. And, also, hold up, there is... Where is it exactly? I think it's over... Is it this one? There's a shiny over here. Yes, the Obsidian Anklet. What this does, if we hop on over to it, increases your strength and magic attack, but prevents natural TP recovery at the start of your turn. So it is very high risk, high reward, but it could be good on someone like Archibald, who doesn't really need TP that much. I suppose the number of minecarts indicates how much the work the Duchy has done in these tunnels. I think they've come so far in such a short time. It makes me wonder what their hurry is. And it's pretty suspicious for an iron mine for the people who are known for their iron. We don't know what the enemy will strike. When they do, we can utilize these minecarts to fight back. We just gotta make sure we don't hit any of ours. That's all well and good. I believe also back here there's a cure, two cure all pellets, and there is, I think we actually picked up everything here. The main thing here is that Obsidian Anklet. But with the mines thoroughly investigated and a much larger station here, well, next time we investigate what's really going on at these mines. Because, I mean, there's gonna be a battle. We already know this. Oh, hold up. There's a shiny. I saw a shiny. Nice. We can also route the minecarts. But, until then, see you guys later.